everyone and welcome back to my channel. Nero here. In this video I saw Arthur in one of the abandoned wagons, so we're going to try him out. Since Arthur's level here is only 178 and my main hero is level 200 and his gears are not the best as well, I'm not expecting much from him. Anyways, let's try him out so that we can see what he can do. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to replace maybe Rowan, or should I replace Chimera? Or maybe I'll just replace Lucius instead. I think this lineup is good. Let's see. I think that blue cone behind Arthur, that is the range of his signature item to boost his allies' haste. So here, there's nothing much. Let's see. I won't cast Chimera's ult, and let's see what Arthur would do, or how much damage he can take. Let's go. Alright. So here, he received 0 damage. I think the stats after the battle is, I think that's bug. It's not very accurate. I can't believe he received 0 damage, or maybe that is because the damage was dealt to his shield. Maybe if the damage is dealt to the shield, it's not recorded. The video from the previous battle was cut off because I ran out of storage, so I wasn't able to show it. Anyways, let's continue. By the way, as you can see here, even though Arthur's level is not that high, he receives very low damage because of his shield. So he's very tanky. I'll take this. I'm thinking of getting the Coral Vow, but maybe I'll take the Book of War instead. Okay, let's go. So as you can see, he barely receives any damage because he's very tanky. The only problem that I can see with Arthur right now is that the range of his signature item is not that long, and when he gets too far from his teammates, they don't get the buff. But the good thing about Arthur is that he's very tanky. He always got his shield. As you can see, he really barely receives any damage. So he only receives 82k damage based on the stats. I'll take this silver arrow. I usually take the silver arrow so that I can use Belinda against Rizz. So there we go. Again, another battle, and he really didn't receive any damage there. So he's gotta be one of my favorite tanks right now. Another good thing about Arthur is that you only need one copy of him though he's very expensive if you're free to play. It would take months and months before you can get one copy of him, but that one copy is enough because you can fuse him with any heroes that you don't use and get their ascension level. Another good thing about him is that he isn't affected by faction advantage or disadvantages. One bad thing about him is that you won't get any faction bonus from him. Another good thing about him is that you can buy his equipments straight from the guild store, but one piece cost around 85k. But I'd rather pay 85k guild coins for a specific faction equipment rather than buying one for 39 or 31k, and it's not guaranteed that you'll get the faction bonus you want. I hope that other than dimensional gears, they would also sell other faction equipments in the guild store. Anyway, back to Arthur. As you can see, Gwyneth is really good with him. Gwyneth attacks really fast with Arthur, and my Arthur died. I forgot to retry, so I guess I would have to use Durasteers. Good thing I have a lot of Durasteers right now. Anyways, let's go. So, aside from Arthur being tanky, he's really good with Gwyneth, and I think he would be good with Pharrell as well. I think I'll take this Dispelling Arrow. Okay, so as you can see, Gwyneth attacks really fast with Arthur's buff. But once Arthur moves away from Gwyneth, her attack speed goes back to normal. So I think that makes Arthur a situational hero. Aside from being tanky, he can buff his allies, but the downside is the range of the buff. So once the hero in front of Arthur dies, he moves away from his allies and the buff is gone. I really want to use Arthur on my main account so that I could give a better review. At this point, if you would ask me if Arthur is good, yes, he is good. He's a very good tank. I think he is the tankiest among all tanks in AFK Arena. But in most situations, I will choose Lucius over him. If you'd ask me if Arthur is worth buying, yes, he is worth buying. Number 1, because he is a very good tank. Number 2, he is the easiest hero to ascend to 5 stars. And the cheapest one as well. If you'd ask me if I will use Arthur, I'd say that it depends on the enemies. As I mentioned earlier, Arthur is very situational. Arthur is tanky, but that's it. He's just tanky. He can buff his allies. He can reduce the damage taken by his allies, but those two buffs needs Arthur to be near his allies. So when he is away, those buffs are useless. Compared to other tanks, he lacks utility and support, and he also lacks crowd control. But then again, even though he is lacking in some areas, he's still a good hero. With the right teammates and formation, a team with Arthur can become unstoppable. So let's see how good Arthur is against Rizz. Most heroes are melted by Rizz in few seconds because of his burn debuff, but it looks like Arthur can survive Rizz onslaught. And he's gaining HP instead of being damaged as well. Looking at the stats, let's see. Arthur only receives 259k damage, and Belinda 0. I think that stats being shown in the end of the battle is really bugged, or maybe, just maybe, it doesn't really record the damage dealt to shields. Anyways, I think that's it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.